Okay, we're going to go through a week's worth of comics. So this first one is very different than any of the other ones in the series because it's mainly features our heroes, Rocket, and you don't really see them very clearly. Just standing there on the cliff in the final panel. These planets seem to have a lot of cliffs. But the other difference is this is the first one that I did in color. And I struggled the most with deciding on what color to make the rocket. I left that to the very end. And first it was sort of some brownish earth tones, but in the end I went with the classic yellow and red, just like all my other comics. Okay, the second one, we are in the water getting bitten by a toothy snake. The biggest change I made in this one is the cropping of the first panel. Zoomed in a lot and didn't show the grappling gun until panel 2. And then a lot of the decisions I have to make in these are the colors, since none of these are established characters, these creatures. There's lots of flashing as I go back and forth, deciding on what color to make the snakes, what color to make the grass, what color to make the cliffs. 2 comics in a row with a cliff. And this one was fun because it was 8 panels. So I got to extend the story a little more and add this little walking flame character, which I don't know, I haven't had any repeat creatures yet. But I'm tempted to try and write the little flame into another comic. So the time lapse looks a little bit weird on this one since I keep flipping back and forth between the 2 groups of 4 panels. And part of the fun in each one is designing the secondary characters. I don't really know what they're going to look like until I get to the drawing part. I made purple background on this one, trying to emphasize that this is a different planet. It's not taking place on Earth. And then I decided to really warm it up at the end to emphasize the warmth of the fire instead of just the cold blue stone inside the cave. This one is interesting because I really could not figure out what to do for panel 2. I had a lot of different ideas of what to do there. And then once I decided on the drawing, you'll see when I get to the coloring, I also didn't know what to do there. That one gets left for last. I really like the little creature in panel 3 in the front there. I want to draw that little dude again. And then the problematic panel 2. What do I do with panel 2? decided on a green background just to mix it up from previous strips. And I'm happy with the result, even though panel 2 was weird. I like how it ended up. And then in this last one, I originally was going to split the first panel into two and to show our hero character looking at this sad bird-like creature on the cliff. But I wasn't sure if that really read correctly. And after I drew panel 3, I thought, I think you get it with just panel. After you read 3 and 4, I think you get what happens. And it's not important to know that the bird creature was sad. And so even if you just read it as it's a friend that was surprised and then they're laughing, I think it ultimately has the same or a similar enough meaning that it makes it less confusing to just have them looking up in the first panel rather than trying to get the binoculars thing across that I tried. I really like how those blue mountains came out in the background. Reminds me of things that I've seen on Earth, actually. Strangely. But that's it. There's a whole week of comics in 7 minutes.